Hello, and welcome to another episode of Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Welcome to my channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for supporting me, and don't forget to comment and share. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Good to see y'all here. As always, it's heartbreaking, although we've been praying that the family get answers. We knew that something bad had happened. So let's, without further ado, start with the Bible verses like I usually do. In Matthew 18, verse 6, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Proverbs 28, verse 5, evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. Goes it down in Isaiah 1:17, learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Here we go. Be sure you know that. Be aware of potential scammers. The family does not intend to collect donations, and any online fundraiser is not legitimately through them. So be sure to let people know if somebody's trying to collect money, do not give to them. As the family said, they're not doing that. So that's wise to know that. Don't fall prey. Okay, I will go to see if there's a video here first. This one don't have videos. So go ahead and share the screen. First of all. Yes, prayers. Thank God he was safe, found. The parents could do something. Get over here. Make sure to make it full page over here. Give me a thumbs up if you can see the page, okay? And he was a handsome young man, wasn't he, y'all? Skeletal remains found in Box Elder County, confirmed as Dylan Rounds. This was updated April the 10th, 2024. Thank you so much, Bucket. Skeletal remains found in remote western Box Elder County Tuesday are presumed to be an Idaho man who investigators say was killed almost 2 years ago. Family gets justice now, y'all. In Brigham City, skeletal remains found in remote western Box Elder County are confirmed to be an Idaho man who was killed almost 2 years ago. The Box Elder County Sheriff's Office said on Tuesday that remains presumed to belong to Dylan Rounds were recovered near Lucin. The area was processed for evidence, and the remains are now with the state medical examiner for confirmation of identity. The Sheriff's Office announced Wednesday the remains had been confirmed to belong to Rounds. So now they had been confirmed. Rounds, a 19-year-old from Idaho, went missing in May 2022 after a weird run-in near the farm in western Box Elder County where he was working, according to his family. Rounds' phone records were obtained, and investigators discovered a time-lapse video with a timestamp around the time of his disappearance, police said. The video showed James Brenner with bloodstains on his arms and shirt as he was cleaning a gun. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming. Hello there, Chris. Hello, Bucket. And hello, you knew. Thanks, everyone. In March 2023, Brenner, age 60, was charged with aggravated murder and abuse or desecration of a human body for the alleged killing of Rounds and disposal of his body. Brenner has been described as a squatter who was living near Rounds when he disappeared. Our hearts go out to the family of Dylan Rounds. We offer our sincerest condolences for the loss of their family member. We understand that the pain of their loss is immeasurable, and we want to express our deepest sympathies to them. It is our hope that they can find peace moving forward, the Sheriff's Office said in a statement. The Sheriff's Office said employees have worked tirelessly investigating the exceptionally challenging case during the last 23 months. This is, so now we can leave that one right here. I would need to go ahead and mute I need to go ahead and there it is right there. So let me know in a few minutes whether or not y'all can hear me or not when I changes.
Cooked meal.
Especially if someone else cooked it for you.
Non-fungible token. People who think that NFTs can just be copied as JPEGs aren't getting it right. An NFT has a certificate of authenticity. It's the non-copyable digital asset.
With RC Willie, it's easy to make a home you can't stop dreaming about. Come shop our dining gallery for the perfect set for your space.
I spoke to Dylan Rounds' mom. She tells me she hasn't even been to the recovery site yet. As for deputies here in Box Elder County Sheriff's Office, they tell me they're relieved to finally have some closure in this case. After hundreds of hours in the western Utah desert, with volunteers, high tech, and flowers planted across the country in his memory, 19-year-old Dylan Rounds' remains are believed to be found.
It's a very big, vast desert, and we missed the needle in the haystack for a long time.
The Idaho teen moved here to Lucin to farm. His land is 150 miles away from the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office in Brigham City.
Every time we went out there, it's a big event. There's no facilities, there's no gas stations, there's no food.
But with the help of the FBI, Rounds was found Tuesday in a remote area.
Every day, that's all you thought about is, how are we going to find Dylan? Where are we going to find Dylan? What resources? It just consumes you.
The alleged murderer, 60-year-old James Brenner, has been in police custody since summer 2022. Dylan's mother, Candace Cooley, says Brenner gave up Dylan's location as part of a plea deal.
The ultimate goal was get Dylan back. And so, we've said many times we didn't want to make a deal with the devil, but ultimately get Dylan back and move forward.
His family has publicly voiced their disappointment with law enforcement's handling of the investigation. She claims deputies didn't get the word out enough.
We don't have a division that posts missing persons. Our detectives and our search and rescue team, when there's a report of a missing person, we go and we try to find them.
Just because this chapter is closed doesn't mean Dylan's story is.
Cooley is working with Utah lawmakers and victims' rights groups to prevent other families from experiencing their heartbreak.
With that comes education. With education comes change. And with change, our son might have still been here.
Palmer tells me it'll take about a week for the state medical examiner's office to have the results to find out whether those remains are Dylan. Now, as for Brenner, his preliminary hearing is set for May 16th, but that date could change given Tuesday's discovery. Reporting in Box Elder County, Emily Tenser, Fox 13 News, Utah.
We have some breaking news to bring you right now. The body of Dylan Rounds has been found. Dylan Rounds, his remains have been found in the remote area of Lucin, Utah. Dylan is the young 19-year-old who vanished over Memorial Day weekend back in 2022. He was a farmer. He moved to the desert town of Lucin, Utah, which is in northern Utah, kind of near the Nevada border, when he vanished. And his family tells me that this morning, his remains were found near or in Lucin in a remote area. That's all the information that we have at the moment from his family. Of course, Rounds had been missing since May of 2022. The 19-year-old spoke with his mother on the phone right before he vanished, and his family has spent the past 2 years searching for answers. His mother, Candace Cooley, tells me that as part of a plea agreement with James Brenner, the man accused of killing Dylan, Brenner led the investigators out to the site where the remains were on Tuesday morning, which would be today, April 9th, in case you're just tuning in, or you're watching on another day. They got there, they found those remains, and they have been recovered. Now, Brenner is charged with aggravated murder and abuse or desecration of a human body in connection to Rounds' death. Let me show you just how remote this area is. That's where Dylan was farming. That was his camper. That was his truck. And you can see there's not much around this area. It really was a desolate area. James Brenner, this is the man who is facing those charges. He, again, must have said something to investigators or cooperated or something. We don't have all of the details at this point. But they do have the remains because of where James Brenner led them. This is a spot where James Brenner had his camper. He lived near Dylan Rounds out there. Both of them were in separate campers. And when Dylan's family went out to begin looking for him in late May of 2022, they found his boots right there behind that mound of dirt, which was some distance off. And there was also a shed right by James Brenner's camper. This is what that shed looked like. And within a few days of Dylan disappearing, James Brenner cleaned that shed to the point of how it looks now. You know, it doesn't look very clean, maybe to some of us, but he did remove bags out of that shed, according to Dylan's family, and he did take those to an undisclosed location. And so all of this would likely have come into play if there was a trial. It still could, as far as evidence. But as I mentioned, according to Dylan's family, as part of some sort of plea deal, Brenner took the authorities to the area where Dylan's body was, and they were able to find it. I spoke with Dylan's family. They, of course, are a lot of emotions tonight. This has been such a mystery for 2 years now. But Candace did ask me to convey, we thank everyone for their support and love. We are grateful we now have Dylan's body and can bring him home as we continue our fight for justice. And unclear when Mr. Brenner will appear in court again. There was a hearing scheduled for this month, but at last check that was delayed. However, now with the recovery of Dylan's body, it could be had sooner rather than later. I want to show you on a map just where this place is, because it's desolate. And when I say this place, I don't mean where Dylan's remains were actually found, other than it was in the Lucin area, but that's a very large area. But this is where Lucin is. If you pull out here, you can see the Nevada-Utah border right here on the left of your screen. And then over here is Montello, Nevada. Dylan went back and forth between Montello and Lucin quite a bit. This was another, if you want to say big town, it's not real big, but the closest, nearest town to where Lucin is. So he went back and forth between these two places. And in the early stages of the investigation, there was a lot of focus on Montello, and then it seemed to shift into Lucin. I don't even know if there's a population count for Lucin, but they do have an airport, as you can see. If we zoom out quite a bit more, this will give you a reference as far as where this is located. So over here is Tremont in Utah, Brigham City, Malad is here, Lava Hot Springs, Blackfoot, Shelley. So it's right over here. And it's quite a distance if you were to fly from Idaho Falls, if you were to drive from Idaho Falls down to Lucin. But this is where his body was found, and this is where family are breathing a sigh of relief now that his remains have been found. So there still are a lot of questions. There still are some court stuff to obviously get worked out, to get solved, to get taken care of. This has been a case we've covered extensively on East Idaho News since Dylan vanished. In fact, here was a picture just at CrimeCon last year. They put up a "Have You Seen Me" poster with all of these nice messages around them. Keep fighting. Love how his parents represent him. We will find you, Dylan. Hold on to hope. And then there's these wonderful photos that his mother has shared with us and on publicly on social media. There's little Dylan as a young boy feeding pigs. There he is on a tractor. He loved farming, was big into farming, big into the outdoors, fishing. There he is. I don't know if he's taking care of a sheep there. Looks like he might be. And here he is on a tractor, which, again, he loved to farm. And that's what took him out to that location so that he could begin farming. He was raised in Eastern Idaho. His father is still in Eastern Idaho, Justin Rounds. And tonight, again, they have the answer they've been waiting for. They have recovered Dylan Rounds' body. We will continue to follow this story and bring you the latest developments. We have reached out to the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office to see if they have any comment. What usually happens in these types of cases is they cannot confirm right away 100%, like we know the ID. They'll send the body away for identification, and then it takes a day or two to get 100% confirmation. So that might be the case in this particular case, but we will just have to wait and see what they have to say. But we will keep you updated, and tonight our thoughts, our prayers go out to Dylan and his family. Such a big piece of the puzzle that's finally, hopefully, closed in and bringing them a little bit of a closure, or at least some answers to the questions they have had for so long. I'm Nate Eaton reporting.
Hello, everyone. I'm fixing to put a link down here if anyone wants to come up and make some comments. Let's discuss this if you would like. Please come up and have a conversation. You don't have to show your camera if you don't want. But I thank God the family can finally lay him to rest. Thoughts and prayers go out to this family. What are y'all thoughts? I would like to hear it. It's sad that they had to go ahead and make a deal with him, find him that way. So he probably won't get the death penalty. That's probably what the deal. Sometimes I get mad about that. Just because of the fact that he didn't get the same privilege. A lot of times we house these criminals. They get fed, watered, sick. They get medical. They're not going to get treated as badly as they treated Dylan. As this 1% guy did. And remember when it first started airing, how Ed was talking about he would give you the shirt off his back. This was a good guy who would just stop at nothing to really try to help others. To me, this was senseless. It's a sad situation that should have never happened. Yes, it is. But like I got scrolling on the bottom of the screen, pay attention to that because there's going to probably be some people out there that's going to want to try to get donations. You know, in all cases, there should be no privileges for people who are doing this type of crime. Exactly, I agree with you wholeheartedly there. I don't think they should be at the beck and call. They can suffer a little bit themselves. But that's me again talking, for someone that's been there. I do forgive, but how are they really gonna, some are not gonna ever be rehabilitated. This guy is now 61 years old because that was, it was March of last year that it said he was 60. There's already been March this year, so now he's 61. Boy, I had wished that it had come to a different finding. And it's always hard to hear of a senseless murder, which we already knew and suspected that he had done this. Because of the phone recording they had found earlier. I want to remember that we need to keep this family in your prayers too, for strength during these trying times. That court case is going to be horrific for them. They're going to have to relive more about what happened to their son. They'll probably be forced to see some of the pictures of their son. Lord have mercy. So please remember this family and keep them in your prayers. Lift them up. Like it got scrolling at the bottom of the page. The family has said, be aware of potential scammers. The family does not intend to collect donations, and any online fundraiser is not legitimately through them. Don't be a victim of these people that's trying to use this tragedy to get money. The family is not asking for any. So y'all be aware. Be hyper vigilant. And please don't try to seek out the family for a story either, because the family needs time. I really believe the family needs more time at the moment. This is going to be really hard for them, even though it's easier that they do have the body now. But they don't really have the body to them as yet, since it's still in forensic. But Y'all gotta imagine how hard this has got to be for the family. Can y'all please put some hearts down there for the family? Hearts and prayers, if y'all don't mind. So if they happen to come in here, they would see that there's a lot of people in here who generally care about them. I appreciate. Thank you so much, Bucket. Appreciate that. I'm close to tears myself. Thank you so much, Chris. I'm sorry, I'm close to breaking down crying, but I could just imagine the pain and the torment. But at least the family's got answers. Praise God on that. Justice will prevail. Amen. Amen. I love that. Thank you so much there. Will y'all have a wonderful day and a nice weekend as well. Do something special for yourself and for your loved ones. Don't forget, we never know. So be there for them. And you matter as well. So do something special for yourself that you haven't done in so long. You deserve it. Thank you all, and may God bless each and every one of you.